higher. You are listening to an exclusive review. A-S-O-T, A State of Trance.
Welcome to a new 10 questions, and this week we have trance royalty in the studios, I could say. Welcome, Mr. Markus Schulz.
Oh, you're speaking too highly of me.
No, come on, man. It's the truth. I'm not speaking highly. I'm happy that you're here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for a fantastic takeover this week.
Yeah, thank you. That was a lot of fun.
The last bit that we're going to do with your visit in here is the 10 questions from the fans.
I'm a little nervous, I admit, because, you know, when you leave it up to the fans, they always throw some curveballs in there. But I think I'm up to it.
Okay, let's go. The first, there's some good questions, I promise you.
Okay.
The first one is from Nina Weeks. What's the best totem, flag, object you've ever seen in a crowd? That's probably the first time you ever hear that in an interview.
Yeah. Well, you know, but you know what? We've seen some amazing ones, especially at EDC. It seems like at EDC is where the most creative flags are, and you like probably in the height of the whole election thing.
Yeah.
When you know Trump was you know, there was Make America Rave Again, and then there was a Photoshop picture of Trump with glow sticks and and dilated pupils and everything. So I that one was funny for me.
What do you think when you're standing up on the decks and you look into the crowd and you see something like that? What goes through your head like?
I just laugh. I'm like, they're so creative. But the funny thing is when you're focused on the music, right, and you see something like that, and all of a sudden you start scanning the rest of the crowd, and
like,
you totally forget. Here? Yeah, exactly. You're like, you know how on Instagram you go into an Instagram spiral or a YouTube spiral. You're kind of doing the same thing up on stage, and you're like, oh damn, my song's about to run out, or I missed my cue or something, and I'm scanning all the clever signs out in the audience.
I love it as well. Next question straight away. The LFC Ben MCC. He's one of the regular guys that sends great questions. I love your Radio Gaga bootleg. What's your favorite Queen song?
Oh my gosh. That's one of them right there. Love of My Life. Yeah. Love of My Life is just one of those that when you hear, you stop everything that you're doing and you just soak up the moment wherever you are. And I remember, I mean, it's a very special song anyways. You know, I was in Tulum and was listening to that on repeat, just, you know, looking out at the beach. And you know, I knew Adina and I, our wedding was coming up in a couple of months, and she was running around in the ocean and everything, and this song was on loop. So you know, that song always has special memories to it. So
that's
yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I could say, well, you know, We Are the Champions or Another One Bites the Dust, but come on,
there's so many.
Exactly. Oh my God, I got to be honest with you. I cried during Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
On the airplane. I'm on the airplane, so you're crossing the Atlantic, and I'm crying. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's very emotional. I mean, I cry. I cry when I see like those sports movies where the hero like rises to the occasion at the end.
Yeah,
I always cry. So for me, when Queen went up there and just rocked it and stole the show, I cried.
That's awesome. Sorry. Are you also a guy that watches Disney movies and then just
yeah, every now and then, yeah.
I have to look at Adina and just see if he's...
if I'm telling the truth.
Telling the truth?
We got to go see Lion King, babe.
Bring some tissues.
Yeah.
Next question comes from the same guy, LFC Ben MCC. You're very well known for your open to close sets, the long sets. What has the key to building a good extended set?
Patience. Patience. I mean, it's always like I got the big tracks ready, you know, on one of the CDJs. I got the 4 CDJs, and one of them is ready for the big tracks, you know? And it's like you always say, no. Not yet. Exactly. It's like you got the champagne on ice, you know what I mean? And it's like patience. That's the main thing with the open and close sets. You know you've got those tracks there. You know that when it's time to go, it's time to go. But you just see like, what else can I, where else can I go here before I go there? So that's the main.
Did you create like a lot of own tunes that you're never going to release to just build attention throughout the night?
Yeah, the main one that I always do, once a year I do a track called Doors Open, and it's usually 20 minutes long. And it starts off with some ambient sounds, and then maybe 5 minutes later, a kick drum finally comes in, and then another couple of minutes, and a hi-hat comes in. But for me, it's like, when people walk in, it's like, for me, it's theater. You know what I mean? It's like I've always been inspired by theater. I've been inspired by Cirque du Soleil. You know, and when you walk into the theater to see a Cirque du Soleil show, the thing that grabs you is right away, everything is set. The beams of light, you know, everything is just set just right. You don't see people walking around screwing in light bulbs or, you know, like fixing a curtain or directing, you know, lights or anything. Everything
like the table
is set. Yeah. And, you know, the people that, you know, that are in the venues where I do these open to close sets, they know it's like I try to get everything ready. So when people walk in the door, it's like walking into like a Cirque du Soleil show.
How do you mean that's like walking? There's like extra attributes, or is it musically?
Like, for example, the fog machine has to, you know, disperse the fog perfectly before we open the doors.
Really?
You know? Oh, yeah. The mirror ball, you know, that's my pet peeve. The mirror ball has to be clean. If I see fingerprints or like lots of dust on the mirror ball, it's like, no, we can't open the doors. We got to, somebody's got to climb up there and clean that thing. Because most of the time the mirror ball is right in your, you know, line of vision.
That's true, actually.
And if I'm seeing, you know, fingerprints spinning by all night.
There is a checklist for Markus Schulz OTC.
Oh, yeah.
What else is on the checklist?
I think, well, the CDJs have to be, you know how sometimes there's gaps in the CDJs? Everything has to be like perfectly straight. All like, yeah, that's the German in me, man. It's like I'm rearranging the booth because I'm going to be in the booth for 10, 12 hours,
that's
right?
True.
So I can't be in the middle of the night be going, hey, you know what? This has kind of been bothering me all night. You know, I kind of look at all those things before. And of course, you know, I have to have, usually what I do is I have like a quad espresso sitting on ice, and maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll start sipping on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else do you do with meals and stuff like that?
Maybe I'll have a granola bar on hand, but you know, you're so into it, you don't really think about food.
But you stand there for like from 8 to 12 hours, no food,
no bathroom,
no bathroom.
No, everybody asks me that.
So there's a open doors tune, but there's no bathroom tune.
Yeah. There's no bathroom tunes. I just go for it. Honestly, you know what the funny thing is? I've gone up on stage before for like a 1 hour, 2 hour, 1.5 hour festival set. And like halfway through, I'm like, damn, I got to go to the bathroom. And obviously I don't go. You got to hold it. You know, when you're in front of 10, 20,000 people, you can't just run off and go to the bathroom.
Guys,
but, yeah. But the funny thing is like in a short set like that, that'll be more on my mind than a 10 and 12 hour set.
That's funny to hear. Yeah. The next one is also about OTCs from Johnny Aranjo Velez. Sorry if I slayed your name right there. What's the longest set you've ever played?
Tomorrowland, open to close. That's when I had my own stage, my own tent.
I remember up on the hill.
Yeah, 13 hours. And that one was the hardest one too, because, you know, open to close, my philosophy is an opening set, a main hours, peak hour set, and then your after hours rabbit hole stuff. But when you're at a festival like that, it's people, you know, all day long. And it was just, you know, just all day long, just kind of weaving in and out. It wasn't like my normal programming. And I really had to think, you know, like, okay, are they getting tired? Where do I go here? It wasn't like, oh, you know, in 2 hours I'll go down the rabbit hole. And it wasn't like that at all. It was like all day long, all night long, weaving in and out. And the hardest part for me was shutting my brain off afterwards. Because like there was so much
kept on going.
Yeah, there was so much brain activity all day long. When I got back to the hotel room, first of all, I closed my eyes. You still see the lasers and the strobe lights, you know, and I'm still like names of songs are still like going through my head. I'm still like
I should have played that one, or I shouldn't have played that one, or
it's not even that deep. It's like fragments of things coming, like weird things like titles and BPMs and keys, and you know, it's like, wow, it like literally like you feel like you're sick in the head.
And well, you have to when you play 12 hours or 13 hours. But how did you adjust to that? Because whenever you do open to close in, for example, Avalon or Montreal, the people come in and they're yours. They can't go anywhere. But at a festival, they can be like, hey, in an hour I go there. And how did you keep the tent
I think
full?
you had, well, luckily, I think, you know, I'm trying to remember. I know there was an ebb and flow to the music, but there's also, you have to have confidence in yourself. You have to have confidence, because if you try too hard, you lose people just because you don't have the right vibe. So you kind of have to just say, okay, you know what? it is what it is. Now I just have to read the crowd and go with them. You know, you can't overdo it, and that's kind of what I did. I mean, there were moments where it was like, oh, let me start picking it up again, you know, and luckily the crowd was very patient. They were there. There were many people who were there the whole 13 hours, and it was almost like the crowd was also like up for the challenge. They were like, you know what?
We're here. We're going to stay.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Here. Yeah.
If Markus is doing this, I'm doing this with him. So there was a whole group of people, like a big group of people who were right there. And, you know, we were all congratulating each other at the end of it.
And the crowd didn't go for toilet breaks either.
No, but you know, the cool thing, at one point it started raining and we were like in a tent. So at one point the place just got jammed because it was one of the, shelter places. And at that point it was like, oh yeah, let's go.
Like, here we go.
And then, so we really rocked that place for like during those 3-4 hours, it was like just going for it.
I remember it was a good time.
Yeah.
Next question was from Bradley Brack. Is New World Punx planning a return at a certain point?
It's funny. Ferry and I hang out a lot. You know, he was best man at my wedding, and we've been talking about it. Just musically, we're like heading in different ways. For example, Ferry's very much into film scoring right now, and is Goriella, and I'm a huge fan of it. I'm doing my thing as well. But somewhere, I know there's a New World Punx sound in the middle there somewhere. And we're trying to find it. We're trying to figure it out because we don't want to just do the same thing. You know, we don't want to roll out there with 2019 or 2020 remixes of the New World and punk and you know what I mean? We want to do something like next level. And until we find it, and we are searching for it, we're trying to, figure it out.
I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Because those sets are legendary.
Oh my God. I remember the very first one that we did was the one at Madison Square
Garden.
New
York, yeah.
And
the visuals just blew me away. Like, whoa, what is this?
We didn't even know what we knew what we were doing, right? But we didn't know the magnitude of what we were doing until we like watched back after, and we just like looked at each other and we're like, that was kind of awesome. That was really kind of awesome.
Especially Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That's a nice venue to play your first gig.
Yeah, I remember looking up at all because I'm a big basketball fan. So for me, seeing all the flags up there, because every Sunday morning, I would wake up and watch, the NBA on NBC and see games from Madison Square Garden. And so here I was.
Instead of totems, you had like the jerseys right there.
Yeah.
You easily distracted like that, or
Willis Reed. I'm just looking at the Willis Reed jersey, going, "Wow, I can't believe it."
Next question comes from Ross. What's the new biggest talent on Coldharbour, and who should we keep an eye on, and why? I know that Daxon and Nif are here.
Yeah,
big talents.
Daxon's on fire right now. I'm super proud of him. I know that we've been working with him for a couple of years now, and just patiently watching him grow. And if you listen to my live sets, he has quite a few tracks in my live sets right now. Cosmic String remix. He remixed the track that I did with Adina, Breathe Me to Life. He's got a couple of, the mashup 17, the one with MK. Wow, sick. I mean, he's on fire right now. And Niffer just released her compilation, so she's doing amazing. Yeah. Fantastic.
Fisherman comes with a new EP very soon.
And of course, we always have Arkham Knights who they just do their thing. Every time they, they message me like, check your email. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow.
Bass face music. Okay.
Yeah. They did a remix for Armin, Communication.
Oh yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so sick.
Well,
I played it in my Tomorrowland set, and it was like, just, when you play a track like that, when the crowd is just like, their minds are blown.
And you already know like 20 minutes before and that you're gonna drop it. You're like, wait.
Yeah, like I said, it's the one sitting there in queue, and you're like, I got you.
I got you. Next question comes from Style Not Brand. If you weren't a DJ, what would have been your occupation?
Well, when I was young, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I love animals, so I would have done that. However, the first time I had to dissect a frog in biology class, I said, I don't know.
Change of plans.
Yeah, we better start focusing on something else here. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
And you got into music very early on a young age?
Well, my father was a musician, and there was always music around in the house, so... and I always thought I was weird because I used to listen to music on the radio and analyze it. And I always thought like I was weird, like I wasn't able to enjoy the music like everybody else.
I
would be sitting
hate that too. I hate it. That you analyze stuff. You can't enjoy a set anymore because you're like, hey, okay, well, they did it like this, they did it like that.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes you just have to just sit back and just enjoy, you know, a person's art, you know, the whole of it, not look at it or listen to it and go, oh, that's the bass line, it's doing that. Oh, the kick drum is, you know. And when I was younger, that was the thing that really kind of, like I said, I didn't know anybody that thought like this.
No,
you know, I wasn't in a creative artistic circle of friends. All my friends were just, you know, blue collar, like, yeah, they were, you know, they were not on that frequency, 100%.
And you were listening to like fake dance. I remember sitting in Mexico in a car with you and Ferry, and you were showing each other what you were listening to when you were young, and I was sitting in the middle like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it was some crazy stuff. It was like breakdance music, but like electronic breakdance music. Like, Man Parish was the first one that pops to mind. Man Parish. There's a couple of songs, Boogie Down Bronx and Hip Hop Bebop. And when those songs, it's still to this day, if we're in a restaurant and any of those songs pop up, yeah, I am jumping on the table and breakdancing.
Nice. Next question comes from Snake Makaya 27. What's your favorite thing to do besides touring and music production? And watching basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say lay on the couch, watch basketball.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's funny because music just like it absorbs everything that I do. I think, you know, at a certain point in my life and very early on, I made peace with the fact that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I want to do, and so I've dedicated my whole life to this. You know, and at that point, everything becomes secondary. You know, my purpose and my goal, my drive. So when I'm not doing that, I just try and like shut off my brain, escape for a few hours. If I'm lucky, a day. If I'm really lucky, a couple of days. You know, I remember, you know, taking some time off and just laying on the beach. We went to Bali once. I think we were there for a week. And every single day, it's the same routine. Wake up, have breakfast, jump in the pool, go to the beach, you know, and have dinner. And that's it. That's it. Just like literally detox your mind.
So you think that's essential in your...
100%. Yeah. Like, honestly, I think the one thing that I learned as well and I was taught is protect yourself from burnout. I'll say this to all the young musicians out there, or even not even young, but people that are grinding as well. Protect yourself from burnout, because once you get burnt out, there's no coming back from that. I mean, you know, it's very hard to come back from that. And anything you can do to just shut it off for a day, shut it off for a couple of hours, whatever. Just protect yourself from burnout, because, like I said, there's no coming back.
Yeah, it's important to take your rest and step away from the stuff you're doing sometimes.
But you Dutchies, you take a lot of vacations, so you don't have to worry.
Well, I don't take a lot of vacations, but I would love to. I would love to go on vacation.
See, Armin's doing the right thing.
Armin is doing the right thing.
You know what I mean? He
now.
takes proper vacations. He just says, "You guys run the show."
Yeah,
and I'm out.
He's switching off his phone. He's like, "Peace, see you later."
See, I'm envious of that. I need to do that.
Well, there you go in Bali.
You know what? I'm going on vacation.
I should do that more also. Yeah. Next question comes from Arnulf Jalan. It's probably an easy question for you. When will you release Ave Maria?
Yeah, well, good question. You probably know that better than me. I think August 29th.
29th? Oh,
come on. You guys ask me this when you have Google right in front of you.
Okay. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it on end of August. At least it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
Arnulf.
It's coming.
Don't worry.
And of course, I played it in my my takeover set. So
it's there. If you want to listen to it,
come on,
you can. Last question.
Sure.
Essential question, also from
23rd.
Nadine.
Adina is saying 23rd.
23rd.
Okay.
Well, there you go. That's,
if you want to know anything about me, ask
Adina. She knows. Last question comes from Nadine. She always has really good questions as well. And I hope you're ready for this one. As the one and only unicorn slayer, how many unicorns have you slayed?
Yeah, that's a loaded question there.
Yeah.
Adina's laughing.
Adina, how much unicorns has this man slayed in his life?
Some things are left better unsaid.
Wait, come here.
Oh boy.
Story about the Unicorn Slayer, right? Depends on what kind of unicorns, but people are saying that that about music, right? That's what I know, at least.
I don't know. I'm
I
only
don't know.
asking the question. You can come up with the answer yourself. So.
Hey, look, there's a chicken right here. Change topic.
Change topic.
It's funny. That Unicorn Slayer thing it's amazing how it just like took off. I remember, I told this story before. Someone had tweeted, if trance is rainbows and unicorns, Markus is the Unicorn Slayer.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, people start showing up at the shows with unicorns and, T-shirts, Unicorn Slayer, and
That's what
and all this
happening
stuff.
with these chickens right now.
Yeah, that's a
Everywhere
chicken
we
slayer.
go, we see chickens. I know. I think unicorns are pretty much cooler than chickens, though.
Yes, slaying a unicorn gets messy though.
One last
Lots
question.
of confetti shoots out.
Well, I don't know. I saw someone walking around and pouring beer in one of them tomorrow.
You guys are crazy out there. You guys are absolutely amazing, but don't stop, because you know what? We absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Last one. There's a remix album coming up, I understood.
Yeah, that one also. We Are the Light came out end of last year, beginning of this year, and I've had a lot of remixes done of tracks from some producers that I really admire. So they've been accumulating, and then we just dropping them every week. One is coming out, and then the whole thing August 29th is the whole shebang.
Nice. Okay, something to look forward to.
Busy summer.
Well, thank you so much, Markus,
Thanks for having me,
answering
guys.
the questions. Thank you so much for the questions out there.
And Armin, if you're listening, don't forget suntan lotion. You can't come back all burnt.
He's so tanned already from all these vacations that he's doing, so don't worry about that. Thank you so much, Markus.
All right, thank you.
Lifting you higher. This is A State of Trance.